All right, here we go. Show number 63 of Into the Cubieverse, and we are live.
Cubieverse is a GPS-based game where you walk to get keys, use keys to open trivia vaults, answer trivia to earn rewards, and use those rewards to enhance your in-game experience or convert them to real-life rewards. Thanks for joining us all tonight. Get ready as we take you into the Cubieverse. Hello, Gold Miner. Hello, Atrocities.
Hey there,
Hi,
Magic
Magic
Dragon.
Dragon.
Hello, hello. How was everybody's week? Gold Miner, you want to fill us in on your week?
Sure. Relatively uneventful. I'm having still frustrations with my walking steps. It has certainly improved. That being said, Atrocities and I go out and we're walking the same steps, and my percentages don't go up quite as fast as his do. Like, it jumps up maybe 30-40% at a time, typically. So if you stop walking because you're at your destination, you lose out on all these steps. So, like yesterday, for example, I ended up, I think, with 5.5, level 5.5, or was it 6.5? And Atrocities was at level 8 long before. And I still kept on going and barely got any more after that.
That sounds like my week in the Cubieverse.
Yeah. And then I don't think I really got too much extra drops in the trade shack, or the trade shacks that we were at. I did my best news, though. Was it Belbinator? Belbinator? I got the purple elf cubie, so I was super happy with that.
Yeah.
I only have, I think, 19 or 1,500 magic dust left, so that's perfect timing for that. So, ton of cubies left, or ton of blueprints left, and I think it was after printing 19 that I finally got it. So, yeah. So that was my most exciting thing. I did sell, but I think that was before the last show, a whole bunch as they were just new. Going up, and I was getting decent amounts, which I'm seeing now that people aren't getting as much for them, like in the auction house. And yeah, so that was pretty much my week. It was rather uneventful. I did have a buddy quest the other day that was relatively speedy on getting it done. As per my usual old age memory, I don't recall who that was with, but it'll probably pop into my mind at some point. But yeah, so that was about that. What about you, Magic Dragon? How was your week?
Good. It wasn't bad. Had some exciting news. But let's start. Well, I do remember the name. I'm sorry, Tren. I unfriended you on the Cubieverse because 2 days in the waiting. I can't find you anywhere on Facebook or in the Discord. I can't find you on Facebook either. I tried to tag you in a couple places, but even though it sort of says you have a Discord name, which is different than your real name, I couldn't find you anywhere. So I waited. You were active 5 separate times. You have only had your account for 5 months, but you did 8 buddy quests. So I was like, okay, there's some hope here, but you must be friends with those people in order for them to get a hold of you. So sorry, Trent, you're gone. So I still haven't had a buddy quest in a week and a half now, which is unfortunate.
Well, I'm going to say I'm proud of you for dumping a buddy quest after 2 days.
2 days, like just shy of 2 actual days. I'm like, come on. But I think I really dumped him, because I've been doing decent on the Hunter leaderboards. I really want that buddy quest now. Which was my big news from last month. The month ended, and I was 23rd in the world, 11 in the country, and 6th local.
Nice.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
It's fun. It's fun. Weird. I got nothing for the world at 23. I got, for the 6th in local, I got 5 blue keys. Is that right? Yeah, 5 blue keys. But for 11th in the country, I got a yellow key.
Nice.
No.
So that means that was a nice bonus. I didn't know what I was going to get for keys. I'm thinking I'm not getting anything unless I'm top 5, really. And it was the 5 blue keys I expected, anywhere from 6 to 50. I thought was 5 blue keys for the local, but the yellow key that was for 6 was a nice bonus.
I think they expanded that recently for the country. So
It seems like they must, because the yellow key really surprised me for 6. You know, a top 5 and I got a yellow key, that I would have expected that. Actually, the rewards were off last month. We're off in rewards. Someone's saying in the group chat, but I find them off this month too so far. Like, where there's weird tracking. I don't understand that. Like I said, right now,
it may be that you were underrepresented.
Like right now, it's backwards. Like, I'm higher in the country than I am local. And I haven't left I still haven't left my province or my local area, so I don't know if I'm higher in the country.
There's a comment in the live chat saying that the country leaderboards were off last month, and the country one is still off this month. Doesn't look like they fixed it.
People were interchanged, just weren't lined up where they should have been. Like, that's a bunch of O'Briens had the same problem last week. And again, right now, she's ahead of someone. She's actually, Bunch of O'Brien's is first in the country right now.
Nice.
But second local.
Right.
But, like, how does that happen?
Well, she must have left the province at some point.
Well, yeah. Down in London, there's new border lines or whatever. But that was my big news, with the progression there. And I'm still walking every day. It's going well. I've made luckily, as chance would have it, we've made 2 trips into London since the beginning of the month. So twice I got the 6 green vaults, and obviously I got the yellow vault the one day too, which was, yeah.
Yeah, green vaults are worth a lot.
I got 7,990 cubic coins with the yellow vault. Bunch of O'Brien's already laughing. You got like 16,000 cubic coins or something. Like, on my green vaults, I'm usually under 1,000 cubic coins. He's always at like 1,400, 1,600. He got 2,000 the other day. I'm like, I just don't.
Same vault?
Yeah, same vault. We're doing it. Like, we're walking beside each other. I get the vault. I'm like, yeah, I got 900 or something. She goes, I got 1,700 and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, of course you did. Mind you, I usually take 1 green key to get my perfect. She takes 4, 5, 6 sometimes. Maybe not. You do put more keys in than I do.
So really, you're still getting more per key.
Yeah.
So I used to have the theory on trade checks that if you got the question wrong the first time, and then the second key, you'd often get a higher drop or better chance of getting a bonus drop. I wonder if that's kind of the same with the green vault.
Maybe.
More keys you put in, the more money you get back.
I would say I shouldn't have said that she often uses 4 or 5 keys. When she has her bad day, she has her bad vault. There's usually only 1 green key as well, sometimes 2. But I got to try and make myself feel better somehow.
Right. But no, I feel that way too. Like sometimes I'll throw in one green key, boom, done. But if I get it wrong, it's usually 3 or 4 green keys on that vault. It's never like 2. It's like 1 or 4. So.
Yep. No, I totally understand. I will admit also for myself, one day last month on my own green vault, I have no idea what happened. I had a total meltdown. I put 9 green keys into my vault.
Ooh,
yeah, but the questions it was just like, what's going on? It doesn't make sense at all. There's things that are happening. Yeah, today we had all these green vaults. Perfect on the first question.
Well,
I had 4 perfects in cinema in a row, because cinema was the best category. it's cinema, celebrity, and something else. I can't remember. Like what? Which is shocking because this month the categories are just like. Have there ever been? Has there ever been a month of better categories? Actually,
This
no.
month.
This
This
month's
month.
pretty good. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
month, like, we're back to the whole. Basically, you turn the brain off and just look for a word that reminds you of what the answer is, and then just look for the answer. I like those, like.
Except for the solar system ones on science,
No,
which should be fairly basic questions. I realize that, but when you don't know the solar system.
They're more difficult for some.
But we've done a few green vaults as well, and I've been finding I have the same issue too, where if you get something wrong, it's usually a couple keys. But I've been finding this week they've been nice and easy with the switch of the topics. Do you guys use the water fountain before you?
last month we did. This month we didn't find a need to because all the categories are so good.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
means
prefer
I did
even if I were planning to go do a bunch of green vaults, I prefer to nail a category down to like my preferred category, so it's so much easier to guarantee yourself a perfect.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes, I hear you.
If we go on the way or whatnot, we'll do it. And it depends how much time we have to spare.
So
that
out of
means
curiosity,
for the
out
yellow
of curiosity, you guys find life?
For the
Sorry,
vault.
life.
It's okay. The yellow vault, I actually spent 2 keys this time, and I usually I don't like that. But that's because the first one, the best category I picked was fashion, and I had to know who a dress was based off in 1993, and then I'm like, I don't know, no, wrong.
Random pick. You start with a question like that, you just randomly pick one and hope it's right. One for chance.
Word math, and it's like perfect. Yeah, okay, those are good ones. We can stick with those. But these weird ones about fashion as the best category to pick that time. Oh, but cinema, I was very happy. I had 4 cinemas in a row, and they were for the green vault. I don't know if I'd ever picked cinema in green before, but I got stuck with it, and every single one was like it made sense. Like Doc Brown's dog was named after which scientist? So that's Einstein. We had Ryan's cat from I can't remember. Color of the Predator's blood in the movie Predator is green. I don't know, just stuff that if you watch those movies, Goldminer, you would know that Predator's blood was green.
Yes. Yes, you will.
Yeah.
If you've seen it recently. If it's been 30 years, it might be a stretch.
I don't know. That's hardwired in there from our youth.
None of those would have been easy
That's
for
not
me.
the scene I recall from Predator.
Okay. Sure. You're thinking in the mud?
I'm thinking, hey, let's make a runway.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, you're going to ask me something. I think it was about the fountain or...
Me?
Yeah, you started saying something.
The green... If you were at a green vault and you got lifestyle or general knowledge, which of the two are you choosing?
Ooh. Depends on my mood. Probably lifestyle.
Yeah. I've been finding those have been relatively simple, straightforward questions.
Yeah.
And lifestyle and general knowledge to me are both easy peasy categories, but I just find that the the green vaults, that lifestyle one is
generally the general knowledge one is usually awesome, but then sometimes there's some weird obscure thing that they think is general knowledge.
I would agree with you. Like, definitely white vaults, blue vaults, general knowledge, easy, but the green and yellow general knowledge, they can throw in some really obscure, weird stuff, right? So
was that one of my greens today? I think one of my greens today was the general knowledge, and I wanted to know who this celebrity's co-English person. I can't remember. It was Victoria Beckham. I recognized, I can't remember who the first person was like, this, she was partnered with this other English actress or celebrity. And Victoria Beckham was there, and that worked out. It was like, that's a general knowledge?
Mhm.
I guess maybe it could be.
Sounds like a celebrity question.
Yeah, exactly, right? General in the fact that I could figure it out using general information. So
Well,
maybe that.
isn't that hotspot question like what do you call when you can use the internet at a place where you can join onto the internet the hotspot? Is that not under science? And that's one that's always kind of I'm like that shouldn't be there. Like I might be
It's
wrong on that specific question, but one of them you're like there's quite a few questions. It's not just one. There's quite a few questions where you're like, oh, wrong topic. Like don't mind
I,
it, but wrong topic in my opinion.
I know.
I
I feel
think
like Thor can be an answer to a question in just about any category. If we're talking about questions and stuff, like the answer
yeah,
of Thor can be found in like and there's other questions like that too. But I call Thor being the most popular question, right? Or
The
answer.
God of Thunder.
God of
yeah.
Thunder.
Another funny brain moment today with a green vault question. She was already confidently answering how many canine teeth does a human have? She's, I can't remember if she hit confidently 8 or 12. 12, I think. She was thinking molars or whatever. So she doesn't no, 4's on there. But she just had one of those moments, and it was,
Right.
I found it much funnier than she did, but
Did you
it
give
was,
her a caca?
I, I, I have caught at her before when she's called out and answered, but I did not this time because she was meant to go.
And she doesn't push you out of the car when you could caw at her?
No, she did almost run me over today, though, when I got out of the car to pet some Canadian geese.
Oh.
Because I'm weird with birds, and they were there, and they came up, and so I got out, and she's like, "Stop it!" I'm like, "They want to see me," and they came up, and I pet the one.
That's some pretty big balls
Pretty
on you to
brave.
put a Canadian Canada geese this time of the year, especially.
I I don't know what it is with me and them, but we get along really well. Like I'll be down on the ground and they'll all come up to me and I'll start feeding a couple. One tries to skip the line. I grab it by the beak. No, you wait, and it just stops and it waits for
You're
me.
joking.
I'm not at all.
You
Liz is
gotta
like,
film that.
yeah, it was at Victoria Park one day.
Damn.
Yeah,
Listen, mister, you're not your turn yet.
Beast
That's
Whisperer.
hilarious.
yeah.
Jeez.
Uh, so that was my week, which was also had some extra stuff. Nobody quest, unfortunately. No idea if I got any bonuses on the trade checks. I definitely did not get the big bonus of thread, peaches, or any bonus peaches, thread, or corrupted ooze, because those ones I keep track of. But so I really don't know. I did talk in the help please or whatever Discord channel it is. Uploaded a video of my issue with the trade shack, and I got some people dropping their jaws and laughing, and one of the developers or someone commented on me like they think I'm the second person to complain with my model of phone, and so maybe it's just the phone specific thing. I think I'm still the only one to complain, and it was my first bug report I sent in a month ago that they're talking about.
Probably.
That's probably.
And since there's only one complaint, you ain't getting any assistance on that one.
No, not yet.
So,
Atrocities, do you have any great, wonderful things to tell us about your week?
so I only got one buddy quest actually this past week, and came in Friday. And at that point, Gold Miner had two. I think she had two done before I got my one. But it was with Black Queen Rachel, who, like yourself, I was having an impossible time. Couldn't find on Discord. Nothing came up. But I knew. I knew Goldminer had done a buddy quest with her at some point. And by the way, notice that I got the sex right for the record.
Well, hopefully the name is Rachel.
Yes, but I'm referring to. So I'm
and a queen.
Yeah, you know. Anyways, Goldminer had previously done a buddy quest, so I got the contact information from her and was able to connect with her, who was just Rachel, and was able to get the buddy quest done and quite on time and quite quickly with her. But it was like a big kind of puzzle as to what's going on. So, but we got that one done. However, I know Goldminer had 2 by the time I got my 1. So,
are you sure?
Yes, definitely, because I was starting to wonder, but I feel like I need to start adding some more friends to my buddy quest. So, anybody out there watching, feel free to add me as a buddy quest, and likewise, I'm sure both Goldminer and Magic Dragon are up for that as well too. So feel free to add all 3 of us. Otherwise, I'm gonna say I feel like we got less payouts from the trade shacks this week. I do think I felt like when we switched from hunter mode to hunter mode from chill mode for a time, there was a sort of burst of activity, and then that's kind of petered its way out. So I would be interested to switch back to chill mode at some point, or hunter mode at some to chill mode from hunter mode at some point in time, and see if that spawns some more burst in results from that as well. But we'll see. Otherwise, we went out and hunted a lot last weekend or so. Each reset during the Magical Forest event. So why don't we? I'll end my week in the Cubieverse, and we'll just kind of move on, talk about maybe the Magical Forest event, wrap up. I ended up with, I think, probably about 50 blueprints in all. I had 40 left over. I printed 10. Took me a while to kind of get them all, I think, but I don't have the rarest one yet. So I've got the other 4. But I went through. We were out and like Goldminer was racking up the blueprints, and I was getting like none on a couple times. And I felt like she was printing from home, and I could not print because I wasn't buying I didn't buy Hunter's Road, but she was printing a lot more, and it felt almost like I was like at this level of blueprints, which reduced my payout rate. Maybe, I don't know, because last time we were talking about like a 20% payout rate potentially, but by the end, I think that rate had definitely dropped. However, every time we drove past a print shop and I printed a blueprint, it felt like almost immediately the next blue vault I did, I popped a blueprint. So I don't know if there's anything to that. I don't know if you guys found that at all. I don't know if chat had a similar sort of reaction.
We don't know. We each only printed 1 so far and just kept our blueprints.
Okay.
Saving them for the level up days. We also have a few now that we've leveled up to only like 1 or 2 vaults away from jumping to the next level.
Yeah.
Anticipating a bunch of those again this month.
Yeah. So you're not planning to do like a was it bail or bust? Is that was the name of the other one? No. Okay.
So, sorry, Bunch of O'Brien's is checking a scratch ticket and just flames went off in the background. I don't know if you did or not.
You guys just won $2 million. You're out of here.
No, $3.
$3. Okay. All right, we'll keep going then.
Yeah, let's keep going. Sorry, I slow keeping the show.
How much dust do you have though? Because I printed one on your phone the other night, Atrocities, as we were driving by that print shop. I said to him, I'm feeling lucky for you. I think you should print this. And he said, he handed me the phone. He said, I'm driving. Can you just throw it in there? He only has like 9,000 more dust in there. So you can only print 9 more there.
Right.
That's true.
Even though you had like almost 40 some odd blueprints. But anyways, I've printed over. How many have you printed? Did you say 10?
I printed with 10.
We changed 3 or 4 of our pre-checks right now to elves, and put Freckled Zelda in too, so we get more dust every time now.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, we should probably do that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get mine fully leveled, but yeah, I was thinking about that because as much as it felt like the drop rates on the blueprints weren't that great, the thing was that as long as the drop rate was greater than 1 in 15, you would never get enough resources really to keep up with your print, right?
You have extra blueprints for sure.
Right. So
we were hitting about 45 blue vaults each reset as well.
Nice. Wow.
So.
And we got obviously got better with the questions as we went. I ended up enjoying the questions. There were a couple that I constantly had to go remind me again on this one. It was biggest one was who played Hermione Granger. Was it Emma Stone or Emma Watson? I could never.
Watson.
I always had to ask. I always had to ask. I couldn't remember.
Yeah. I agree. He did have to ask. And my daughter often came with us for drives. And we'd both go, Watson!
But hey, it's fun. And that's just like, I'm sure you guys have some questions like that where it's like just a mental block or whatever sometimes.
I was glad to see the questions go because I was not a fan. Like, I'm not the sci-fi type. You know, I could answer a few of the Harry Potter ones, but I was constantly asking, what's the answer to this? I also really appreciated Rashu's list or post on the local Discord as well. So that was very helpful. But all in all, I really liked that event. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a good event. I enjoyed it too. I like these blue vaults.
With 5 cubies, it felt more like a major event. Right?
It did. It did. Yeah. Totally agree with that. And
like if this one comes back like a Farmer Hank, they throw it in a farmer rotation with Farmer Hank per se. You would want to still go out and do it because you're gonna, you don't have the resources to get everything, and you're still chasing the rare one. Not everybody was lucky enough to get one gold miner.
Did I tell you Genmo got one on the 9th? She printed 9. By the time she printed 9, she'd had all 5, and I think she said on her 5th one she got the purple one.
Nice,
of course, because she's got the luck for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I really like these one-time use randomizer blueprint events.
I have a love-hate relationship with those.
Yeah.
I like them for the challenge. I hate them when I don't end up printing. Like, I still don't have Beatrix, and I'm out of blueprints, right? And so if I'd had the Beatrix, I would have had a different feeling about that. But, it's fun to keep printing and trying to get the rare one. So I did enjoy that aspect. And if they bring this event back, I would love for them to introduce 1 or 2 more new elves to it, or 1 or 2, like another Farmer Hank friend, or something like that, where it kind of still gives you the challenge, right?
Mrs. Farmer Hank?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Mrs. Farmer Hank?
Mrs. Farmer Hank. Or Farmer Hank the elf.
Yeah. Richu has a mnemonic device for you to remember for Watson there, Chris, if you check the...
Watson equals elementary, my dear. Watson in a British accent. Nice. Nice.
Harry
I like
Potter.
it. Harry
Red
Potter's
House.
British, so Emma Watson. Okay. Okay. I'll remember that. I see. I bet you Rashu had the similar issue to me, which is why he had this mnemonic right at his fingertips. So I'm
If
not the
any of
only
you
one.
knew atrocities outside of the game, you would know that that will not help him in this type of thing. It's
So
just
and the comment from, and I'm not even gonna try it. I'm gonna just end up with the music part at the end. That they printed the purple one on the second try and got all 5 in 6 prints. That is awesome.
Yeah. And he's probably one of the few. Now, mind you, there's like him and I guess Genmo too, where there's some people that just boom got the luck and get them all.
Well, I feel like this randomizer one, more people got the purple QB than the last one with the gift box, where it was the Twilight gift box or whatever, and even the Beatrix. I feel like there's not a lot of them going around, but I feel like there's a lot more than there were of the other two.
Right, but like the percentages, I mean, I posted on screenshot here. It was like 1% for the warrior, which is the purple one, which is that's the same percentage as Beatrix and whatnot. So, um, right,
Maybe more blueprints, more resources. But I would also like to say I would have liked to have seen them up the resources, whether it was 100 strawberries and 150 dust or whatnot. Like it would have been nicer to have been able to accumulate more dust.
true.
it could also be as easy as the people who are listing them, or winning them, or printing them, are the ones who have the ability to list them as well. Right? Like Mama Llama got the Onyx Dragon on her very first trade shack, or her very first blue trade shack back in the event, and she's never printed one because she didn't have resources or anything. So it could be the people who are getting the 1% lucky actually are printing them and listing them in the auction house. Whereas last thing they people who are printing them and keeping them.
That's true. I mean, likewise, Rashu here, he's like 3 for 5 through 24 prints, right? And you have to assume he's got tons of resources and whatnot. So, so lots of.
It really is random.
It's energy. And
we feel everyone, even us, keep looking for links between. I'm in hunter mode. I got out of hunter mode. I did my second key for this, but then I switched back, so I printed. Yeah, it seems every time like it's random. Yeah. We're all looking for links, but it really does seem to be random.
True. And what's also good about this is that I think the blueprints hold their value in the auction house, and the strawberries are going to definitely increase their value from where they were, and as will the dust hold, and they'll all be able to hold their value because people are going to be wanting all these things to be able to print, right?
Yeah. I was looking for a little trick with the for the stash for the trade shacks to get more prints, thinking, hey, I wonder if the formula for Freckled Zelda is cheaper than the formula for the elf. And looking and thinking, no, it's the same.
Right.
So it would have been to be able to print them faster and get them loaded up in the trade shack sooner. It's not that way. So but it's still a good use for Freckled Zelda to get the resources you need for, in a trade shack, it's resources you need for the.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume that if you level up, I put a higher level QB in, i.e., level 20, level 30 QB in your trade shack, it increases your payout odds. So that would give you an incentive to level up like a Zelda. And you have I'd have no problem sacrificing a Zelda in order to level up another Zelda. So it's easier to sacrifice those to level them up. So it's because it's not as good a thing. So there's some motivation that way. So, and even though it's only a rare and you're getting, in theory, you're getting less resources paid out every per se time. if you could get the Zell at the higher level, then you're getting a higher it offsets the fact that it's only a rare, right? And ultimately, at the end of the day, if strawberries are going for 5 times the price of what you could be putting into the trade shack as a elite cubie, then you're better off, even though you're only getting a half the resources. So
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see how the.
I'm just laughing because my kids are right. We do sound like weirdos when we're talking about this game. Strawberries are 4 times the price, and you're getting a return on your keys.
Well, hey, it's all
It's-
about market economics, right? And
Yeah,
just a
the
different
first
market.
time.
Just insert word stocks and bonds when you're doing
Yep.
that, and you'll sound like intelligent.
We're
So
talking in
we
code.
buying strawberry commodities. The price should hold. We think it's going to hold.
It's lead our yeah, you know what I'm saying? Cryptocurrency.
Yes,
It's our code.
for sure. So
So yeah, I really liked the event. It was a good wrapped up. I don't know if we're moving on yet or not, but I did want to say how much better it seems like the categories are this month.
I agree.
what about
Last month was hell.
the new category?
I didn't know this month it's just like even better. I don't think there's ever been a month of better categories, honestly.
What do you think in the new category? AI.
There's a new category? No. it's good.
It's one you're not picking, I guess.
Yeah, it's like it depends what I'm doing, right? It's a good category. It's got some stuff that you got to remember. It's not my go-to as of yet, but I might go to the Anki Drive, I think is what it was called.
The
To
what?
look up. Is that what it was?
Anki.
Okay.
Pardon, what is it?
It's Anki. A-N-K-I.
Yeah, just Anki? Okay. Anki Drive was a game that one of my kids had. The remote was a Bluetooth operated car. That's right. But Anki, that's what I
Anki
might go there.
Sorry, Anki Droid.
Anki Droid?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so
And-
I would like to look up the questions more. Right now, trying to get my perfects and leaderboard points and everything. I'm picking the categories I know.
Yeah,
So-
I'm trying to pick the AI category when I can. I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it. Obviously, I'm not as successful in it initially, but I'm learning stuff, and that's kind of the cool thing I think about the category, right? So,
And I tend to do that one if I'm sitting at home. And like we have like 5 or 6 vaults, 5 vaults we can get from in our house.
Yeah.
And I try to work on that then, just because I have more time.
This is a time where if we did have a fountain in Dorchester, if I got the fountain so I could get that category over and over and over again, I would do that so I could learn the questions. And I can get them wrong because I can get them right again right away. But I don't get them often enough to learn them to try and just get my perfects.
and
But if there's
feel,
a
like I said before, if you get a fountain, it feels like it grabs a subset of the questions in that category. Because I feel like we get a fountain on a category, you go in and you collect a bunch of vaults, you're seeing the same set of 10, 12 questions like over and over and over, and you can really learn those.
even without the fountain, like, I don't know how many times I had jaundice today,
Yeah.
or skin disease, and with the dermatologist and everything.
Are you going to be okay with that? You have jaundice today?
Yeah, everything was great.
Okay.
That's an easy yellow. An easy yellow answer is yellow.
Easy yellow. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back with the fish eggs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a lot of fish eggs today too.
Yeah. But I've seen jaundice and that dermatologist a lot as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
And
but it was just-
by the end of the month, I'm complaining that I've seen it too much. But after last month, I don't think I can complain about stuff like that anymore.
Right. But I got 5 squared for the first time today, and a bunch of O'Brien's has had it 3 or 4 times out of the question.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay. I didn't. There were new questions I found, which was nice as well.
It's weird too how sometimes like um, I'll find like a new question. I go, oh, that's a new question, and Goldminer goes, oh, I've seen that. What do you mean? I've seen that one for years, right?
Yeah.
And if it's in a category that I'm not picking a lot of, and she's picking more of, um, and
I think
goes
she's
both
just
ways.
gaslighting him.
Sorry?
I think she's just gaslighting you, Atrocities.
Okay.
No.
No.
Him and I have a big difference of categories that we choose, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't think that's off the realm of reality that
Okay.
he's getting them for the first time.
Oh, makes sense. So what's
But I do
coming up
try to
in May?
expand some categories sometimes, like food and drink. Have stayed away from that, but I will. If we're out together, I will pick it if on the
Okay.
white sort of thing or whatever. And I'll ask
I
those
really
questions
like
on
that
that.
food and drink category. That to me is so simple.
Yeah. See.
That would make this month even better if food and drink was there.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I would trade out celebrity for anything else.
Yeah.
I should just learn more celebrities, I guess.
I'm not a big fan of celebrity as well. I mean, sometimes I can pick and answer some celebrity questions, and there's other ones. It's like, yeah, no clue.
Yeah, like especially when it comes to the blue or the green categories, and wants to know the dress designer and what color the buttons were on the dress that was displayed. I have no clue.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So.
Yeah, or wore what to the Met Gala 5 years ago or 12 years
Exactly.
ago.
For sure. So, just kind of switching gears here a bit. Adventure Road this month. I have not purchased it yet. I am thinking I might, because my key count is such that I might want to mint some more, convert some white keys in the blues and upward. And I'm also wanting to perhaps print some of these blueprints from home, so that might be there. However, the QB for this month, it looks like it's actually a gold miner, the gold miner QB. So
it does look like that,
right? It's got a gold teeth. Is it prospect or is it going to be gold miner? So.
Well, I hope it's a gold miner and they give me like a special version of it.
Right, and if it's a gold miner QB, then I'll definitely probably get it. But my question is, it could be a builder. I don't know. And if it's a builder, I want to definitely grab it. But I don't know if anybody knows if it's builder or not. Is that information been released at all? Does anybody know?
I don't know. Anybody done yet? That's you, Rachel. Yeah, it's a builder.
There's a reach. That's it. It's a builder. Okay, well, guess I'm getting it then. So
yeah.
And is it actually called gold miner there, Mershu, or is it prospect or something else? But yeah.
We'll share it in your order. Okay.
Nice. So there you go. I'm definitely gonna get it now.
Okay.
So I was debating it. Waited a couple of days for it, but yeah. And since it's a builder, I'm gonna have to recommend everybody else. This is a month. If you don't normally get Adventure Road, you should definitely get it because it's a builder. Right.
That's fair.
Because you can always use a builder, especially when you're building. You want more builders.
Yeah. Hey, what are you guys leveling up? Where's your strategy in leveling up right now? Besides
absolutely nothing. We have no strategy right now. We've got so many things leveled up. That
are you at least putting on epic QBs to level up? Or
Right now, I'm leveling up my purple elf guy, and I leveled up the original one I got, which was just the Adriel or whatever.
okay.
And I finished leveling that one up, so I'm working on the purple one. I'd had a Tiki on there the other night
Huh.
because that was the request for the Adventure Road, and I'd forgotten to switch him off. And Trosky looked at my phone. He's like, "Why are you leveling Tiki?" I'm like, "Yeah, I only half listened to him." I'm like, "Oh well, you know." So off I leveled him for another level or so before I remembered he was still on there. So
Yeah.
I have no strategy right now.
Sorry, I missed all that Magic Dragon.
All I was saying is Bunch of O'Brien did the same thing. She left her Tiki on, and we did a pizza quest, and she leveled up her Tiki warrior. She's like, "What am I doing?"
Especially during a pizza quest, yeah.
And as you can see in the chat, it's a Prospector Pete QB.
Prospector Pete. Okay, not gold miner. Too bad. So I know, like, I always try to look at the level on my Cubie when we started doing a pizza quest or whatever, or a sushi. Don't always do it, but I'm always trying to look at it. I know there have been a few times where gold miner had a Cubie hit level 10 while we're doing those quests, and probably only used, like, I don't know, 20% of the experience that she actually got because she didn't check. But not that but there are other times where I've done it myself, but which is
How
always kicking
many
in.
times have you leveled up to level 10, forgotten to change your QB, and then did a pizza quest and tried to level up your level 10 QB even further, which doesn't work, obviously.
I have not done that. Gold
That
miner,
has happened with one of us.
right? Gold miner, I think she's done that. I remember there's one she had, like, a while ago where she's like, "Oh, I'm so close to level 10 on this. I don't know why it's leveling." And, like, 2 days later, she actually looks at it.
Yeah.
It's been level 10 forever now.
Yep.
So
And it doesn't go any higher.
Bunch of O'Brien's rarely swears, but those are the times she does, when she left her QB on for 2 days and forgot that it had already leveled up.
yeah. But with these level up quests now,
Yeah.
I find, like, I'm more paying attention to where I am. Like, because initially I put one on at 1 and, okay, it's a level, and when it gets to, like, 9, that's where I'm paying more attention to it. But I'm more actively looking at it now because what I'm trying to do often will be to level a QB to a point where it's just bowl level. And if I can, and I try to remember then to switch it out to another one. So I may be leveling 2 or 3 QBs at a time, and then waiting for those level up quests to happen to pop them over and can continue on. But
See, my thought on those ones, it's just as easy to go and do like 4 pizza or 2 or 3 pizza, well, 3 pizza shops, and do 3 level 1s to level 2s.
That's easy when you have 2 or 3 pizza shops around you. So I like both strategies. I also, that's why I say some of my first time prints, like I use my footballers, Tiki warriors, and now the elf. I've only printed one elf, so I'm likely to jump up 1 or 2 levels. If on my next print, I'll get a rare and it'll go level 1 and 2, so that'll be a 2-level jump. That'd be nice. So there's a bunch of strategies for leveling up. I do like, now I try to get to, on my even levels, I've been trying to watch more, so I know if I can just do a quick search in my person for any level 4 QBs. If it was a level 4 or a level 6, then I know that I'm just right near the end. I'll switch it out then. That's a try to remember before it jumps up. I was doing odds, but then I forgot and went to even, so I started doing evens.
that's a good approach too, because I know, like, when I go to do that, I've got, like, a bunch of QBs that are between, like, level 2 and level 9, And I go and look for them, and I would say half of them have just leveled up, so they're not going to do what I need them to do, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at that, move them along. So good stuff.
Oh, something I noticed yesterday, which may have been there for a long time, and I'm just forgetting it. We always talk about search functions and stuff when you're putting in trade shacks, stuff like that. How you search for people or blueprints in print shops. When I swapped out my person in my trade shack yesterday, it showed a number count of the number of like my Tiki warriors. So when I was scrolling through them looking for an elf, it didn't show me the names, so I still don't know what the names of them were. I had 4 of that one, I had 3 of that one, I had 2 of that one. So it's a start. I really want search function in the option house or in your scroll bar when you're looking for things.
Yeah. Or even like you could put stuff into like a hot bar or something like that. Where and that hot bar could pop up all over the place because, like you're going to a print shop and rather than searching through for like a particular blueprint, which is hard, if you'd had it in your a hot bar. Likewise, when you need to put on a particular QB for Adventure Road, it'd be nice to be able to put your current QB in your hotbar so you could just flash on and flash on what the Venture Road requirement, flash it off so you don't end up leaving it on and leveling up your Tiki that you don't intend to. So,
or scrolling through your whole giant list of dolls to try to find the one below it.
Yes, and I got a bunch of dolls all in order, so, and they all need to die with level ups. So. Right.
Yep.
So, it's but good to see they're making some changes that way, I guess. So,
I would like that.
But we've all, that's obviously not the first time we mentioned that issue.
No.
With the user interface. So.
You mentioned it, and it'll eventually. I think it'll be there.
For sure. Okay. So I was looking on the Discord today for upcoming events, and there's some local national events coming up, but they haven't listed another event like the Magic of Force for May yet. So hopefully something gets released on that window. But
when's the next coin quest as well? Weren't they aiming for monthly?
They were, and that's not listed yet either, so we don't have anything.
Like, we haven't had a coin quest in 2 months now?
I think so, and I think it's June. Go ahead.
The game switches over too, though, right? Like June, we start the
Canada Day
season 1.
The
season 1 type. The seasons are whatever they're called.
Oh,
yeah, the trial version. Right? July is the launch.
Oh, right. The beta in June, for that seasons.
That's the word I couldn't think of. Good thing that wasn't on one of the questions today. The beta starts in June, and so maybe they were waiting to launch the next coin quest and stuff till after the season start.
Potentially. And you know what? Maybe they just spent all the time and effort on those extra elf cubies, and in which case, I'm good with that. Because, as I said, I felt like with 5 cubies being released through that process, felt like a bigger event, right? Like, you get 5 cubes at, Christmas sometimes.
Would you want days instead of 3?
Sorry, what?
Would you have wanted it to go 5 days instead of 3?
No, I think given that we were like going out and getting like 40 to 50 blue vaults every reset, I think we're kind of done after the 3 days. So
if you hadn't printed the hard one, would you have wanted it to go 5 days instead of 3?
Well, I didn't print the hard one, so.
Right, I know. That's true. You didn't. That's Gold Miner?
I honestly, I think that was a long enough time. As Atrocity said, we did go hard on that event, and it was getting towards the end laborious. Now, obviously, the more work you put into something, the obviously more laborious it's going to be. So we could have slowed down, but we were trying to get maximum resources, maximum blueprints. Um, to us, trying to get as many as we can print to get that rarest one is ideal. And if we don't do it in 3 days, we don't do it in 3 days, right?
Okay.
And like, I'm good on blueprints. My issue is resources, which can be overcome by the trade checks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And it's unfortunate there's no Epic to produce more of those resources that we're looking for these, because with the Epic we got for Clown, we got for Halloween, as you know, we've got 3 trade shack stuff for those guys, so we're just popping out white thread left, right, and center. We're overflowing on that resource now, which I'm sure people in other areas don't necessarily have that available to them.
Yeah. Now, to also add to it, I think if we were in a rural area where we couldn't have gotten 45 volts each reset, my theory would have been different on it. But being where we were with the capabilities of what we had, personally was happy with it. Yeah. But I do know from talking in Discord, there were people kind of going, holy cow, you could do 45 blue vaults? Like, I can't do that with going 3 or 4 towns over, like, all weekend long type thing. So, we were just really lucky.
We can do 10 walking, and then there's 10 that you need to drive to, like, the outskirts of town on the highway that connects to 401 to Highway 2. So we're fairly lucky that way, but there's still 10 walking, so 20 a day, but 45 a reset, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I imagine just imagine being in downtown Toronto, where you could probably get, I don't know, like Rashu, how many do you think you got? Like 100, probably, easy. So,
yeah. So don't forget, they announced that you could have a new POI for your area potentially. If you wanted to send in a report asking them to look at your area again, they would do a manual scope of it and add more vaults if it warranted it. Did you see that?
Yeah. So, like, 200 blues, Rashu said, in a few hours. And Little Liquido said 397. I assume he was doing that in an area, right?
The 397 of a lot to a lot of different areas, which is fantastic.
So, out of curiosity, Rashu, if you can do 200 blue vaults in a few hours, how many do you think you opened throughout the whole event? And Little Quido, was that 397 a time, or is that the whole event? Out of curiosity.
But you're right. 200 blues in a few hours. I mean, that would burn your key count. Like, you need to be
especially with those questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Initially.
Likewise, like for us, our 45 vaults was taking us about an hour or so to open, maybe a bit more than an hour. And that was driving, because there's no way we could have done that walking.
Yeah, Little Quido said he spent 544 blue keys, so that's
That's good.
I don't know. That's not too bad, considering I was wasting 5 blue keys on some questions.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh.
No, and we
before we wrap up.
Sorry, what was the first part of that?
Pardon?
What did you say?
I asked if there's anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up, because we're after 9 already, unfortunately.
Yeah, wow, this conversation went pretty quick and easy, for sure.
Yeah.
No, and I get a comment, the Liquido, that new trivia difficult, and I think we obviously spent more keys initially, but by the end we were fairly confident with them. So, and as I'm sure you were, right? So.
Except for that Watson question. He had atrocities on his own while he was answering them. There's obviously some errors going on there with that Watson question.
I tried to take a screenshot of the number of resources I have at the start of the event if it's a duplicate resource. I didn't do that this time, but I've done that in the past, so that way I can track basically how many successful vaults I've opened or so.
Good.
But didn't do that this time around, for sure. So, but otherwise, yeah, let's wrap it up. That was a good conversation. Thanks for being involved, chat. That was great and informative.
Thanks for joining everybody who did.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Right on. Okay.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
All right. I'm going. Thank you, everybody.
Happy hunting.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.